Hi, I'm Jennifer from treasuresfromjennifer.com. I wanted to show you our tracing boards. We offer them in numbers and letters and shapes, but today we're going to look at the alphabet boards. These are something that we've been making and offering in our shop for about 5 years now. We came up with the idea when my daughter was learning how to write her alphabet. I wanted to do something that was a little bit Montessori and a little bit Waldorf. And the Montessori approach had a lot of the sandpaper letters that you trace with your finger. And Waldorf likes your child to do big motions so that they can really feel that they're going up and down and over and around, so that when you bring it down onto a piece of paper, you really understand the shapes that you're creating. So with both of those ideas in mind, I asked my husband to go out to the shop and make us one of these alphabet boards. And it turned out beautifully, and we've been shipping them worldwide ever since, and children are getting lots of great benefits from them. We offer these boards in print and cursive, and you can get them single-sided where you just get lowercase or uppercase, or you can get them reversible and you just flip it over to work on one side or the other. For every board, we've really focused on giving it a smooth, rounded groove. That way, as your child is younger and learning how to write, you just can use your finger, not a stick yet, or a pencil, and it flows right through the grooves, so you can go down and around. You can talk about the shapes and the sounds that every letter makes. Your board will also come with a tracing stick, so as you're ready, you can introduce that, and it's like using a pencil, and the same thing, nice and smooth grooves so that it flows right through. You're going to build muscle memory so that once your child then picks up an actual pencil and paper and starts to write, they've already learned all of these shapes and the feel of them on the board. It's also very satisfying and relaxing to simply trace the wood. We also have some Arabic and Korean boards on the website, and we're coming out with more and more languages all of the time. And there's more you can do with this. Tracing is just the beginning, so I'm going to show you some other ideas. So with your board, you can do the tracing like I showed earlier, where you use your finger or the stick to follow the grooves. And then when you want to do some other kind of playful ideas, you can fill the grooves with different little small objects. A lot of our products in the shop come with these little balls. But if you don't have them, you can use anything from the pantry, like dried beans and corn or rice. You can use small stones or shells, sticks, flowers, leaves, anything that you want to give your child that they'll just really enjoy sitting here and filling up the grooves. And that way they really focus on the shape of the letters and pay a lot of attention to the straight lines and the curves, and just spend some time with their alphabet. So that's the filling portion of the board. You can also get some Play-Doh out and roll snakes and then put that into the different grooves, and that way they're making their shapes with the Play-Doh. You can get out small objects that will fit onto your board and talk about, this is a rooster. What does rooster start with? R. And then they come and they place it on the board. What does cat start with? K. Cat. C. And that way they can go around the board and work on those first sounds. You can even do something like spelling. How do we spell dog? D, A, G. And they work on writing their different words. I like to take my child through and learn the shapes of how the different letters are the same. So when you work with the letter C, you're going to start here and curve around. Well, that's a lot like the G or the O, the Q, and then the B goes down and it bumps, and the D goes down and has a big bump, and the P has a bump only at the top. And so you can look for the similarities between the letters. You could also spend some time with your consonants and your vowels. So maybe your consonants will be the green Play-Doh and all of your vowels will be the pink Play-Doh. And that way you can mark the differences in your consonants and vowels. If you have any kind of letter objects in your house, like we have these letter coins that go with our 100 frames, you can bring them out to play with your board. They're going to just go through and match maybe their lowercase to their uppercase letters and pull them out and just put them on the board wherever they belong. We also have our alphabet puzzles, so you could take those letters out and match your A with your A and just go through. And once again, look for any way that you can make the board playful for your child, because you're just learning A, B, B, C, K, and you can go through your whole alphabet and sing A, B, C, D. It's just about playing and learning through play. The last thing I was going to show you are using these crayons. We make these holders for these stock mark crayons, but you can use any crayon as long as you have a big side. And we're going to do a crayon rubbing of the letters. So if we're going to place a piece of paper over here and you just start to rub across the board, it will make that letter. And then you could do some spelling if you were going to. Let's see if I can find a W down here, and maybe we'll grab that W. You could maybe spend a little more time lining it up correctly. And then let's grab an L. And then we've written the word owl, and then you could even trace. Okay, now we're going to write owl, and you go within your lines on the paper. So now that they've traced it on the board, they're now tracing it on the paper on their own and get to see how well they're doing. And maybe draw a picture of an owl, or I have this little cute little owl here. So playing with that, learning to write, to spell, to read, identify your letters, but it's all about having fun. And those are a lot of different ideas you can use when playing with your alphabet board.